Welcome back, folks. This is Raise Your Vibes with Miriam Khan. Thanks for tuning in. This particular podcast is all about why volunteering is good for the soul and not just your CV. There's going to be quite a lot of you out there that do volunteering in all different aspects, all different shapes, all different sizes, all different types of buildings, people. Perhaps you're listening in and you don't volunteer. Maybe you're thinking about it, you're considering it, but you're not sure where to start. Well, let's look at the whole aspect of volunteering. What exactly is it? What does it involve? How can we get involved? And what can it do for you, as well as the people that you are coming into contact with? So, lots and lots of people obviously have lots of businesses around the world, internationally, globally, and sometimes we are, as human beings, exceptionally busy, especially during these times of 2021 with COVID. Some of us have gone sort of introspectively inwards, and some of us have gone outwards in the fact that we want to do more for our community, we want to do more for the people around us. And, that has really been shown, hasn't it, through the news internationally, with people helping out, supporting and benefiting from helping one another, whether that's your local community, your wider community, or globally. People have done quite a lot of charity work and have done quite a lot of global awareness about certain issues that have come about due to COVID. And even prior to COVID, we were, as human beings, I guess in this rat race, busy with our work, busy with our lives, not necessarily looking at what is going on in our neighbourhoods. Some of us, however, have been, and we often sometimes give up some of our spare time. Now, whether that's on a weekend, on an evening, it might be that, some of us, for example, help out at a local football event with our children. If you've got children, there may be particular things that you get involved with as a parent, helping the brownies, helping the guides, helping people with international award. It might be that, you have some contacts at a local library, perhaps you help out in a hospice, maybe you help out with certain cancer charities. All of us will have different contacts, different global networks, as I've said, and some of these particular charity events are quite close to our hearts as well. So sometimes we'll be helping out because there's a personal link to us. I know quite a lot of people that have helped out with the cancer charities, raising funds, helping out with the blind associations and so on, because we have personal aspects to that, personal reasons for getting involved with those particular things. Personally, for me, I've volunteered many times throughout my life with various events and various situations and scenarios. The most recent one I have volunteered for over a year now. The lady now happens to be my friend, and the company itself happened to be family now, extended family, because of the fact that I've helped out regularly on a Saturday, and I ended up staying for over a year, and it's become something where you don't realise it, but you end up giving more back to this particular place because you enjoy it, number one, and two, you feel part of a team, you feel part of a family, you feel appreciated. And sometimes you might not necessarily realise the amount of skill sets that you are showing, not only the people around you, but yourself as well, as you're volunteering. Sometimes it can start off quite innocently, where you're just supporting someone and helping them, unpack their business and grow. And in other aspects, it becomes a long-term thing where you become quite an established team member with that particular family, with that particular group of people, and it becomes long-term. And that's a beautiful thing. Some people I know have helped out in hospitals, especially with the current pandemic that's still unfortunately going on, and where they've assisted with medical assistance or with financial assistance, or they've given up their time to support legally, where certain situations have arisen. Some people are fortunate enough to do that. In the UK, when I was teaching back there, we had quite a lot of volunteers coming in to help quite a lot of the children that were quite vulnerable in our particular school, especially the children that struggle to read, struggle to write, struggle to hold on to, basic things like a pen, pencil. This particular charity was called Reading Matters, and we had barristers, we had solicitors, we had quite, high class clientele of volunteers coming in, even judges, people from all walks of life who wouldn't necessarily associate themselves with vulnerable individuals like I've just mentioned. Obviously, they had to have police checks. Obviously, they had to go through quite a lot of rigorous training. And quite a lot of these people were quite shocked at how desperate teachers were to have that additional resource and additional help within the classroom, helping support them with some of the most vulnerable people in the world. And also it gave them an opportunity to at some point give charity to those particular individuals. That meant, further down the line, when they had situations like work experience. Well, work experience is something that we normally within the British system of education offer to year 10 students. So 15-year-olds, we give them the opportunity to go into the workplace. We find them suitable positions, suitable places, and off they go and work as that particular person, in that role for 2 weeks. Whether that's a mechanic, a hairdresser, a teaching assistant, working out in the hospital. Obviously, they're not doing the actual serious role. They're being supervised. They'll do some admin-based task, but it gives them the opportunity at least to volunteer and to be within the community, to get an idea what it's like to actually work, to understand the routine of work. On an international scale, sometimes that's quite hard to see and do, but quite a lot of people are trying, especially when they're getting closer to finding university applications, and college applications. They are trying to fill in that resume where they're saying, what have they done for their community? What have they done for the wider community? Helping someone carry their shopping bags one-off is not going to necessarily count as something on their CV. However, if they've done something long-term, like for example, helped out in a workshop, assisted and supported young children within, a voluntary basis, those sorts of skills and mindset does look good on the CV, but it also helps that individual get the experience that they need in that wider community, in the wider world, These types of things are getting more and more frequent now on an international scale. However, there are caveats as well. You'll come across some people who will just necessarily volunteer because it looks good. What do I mean by that? Well, it looks good on social media. It looks good for 5 minutes. It looks good because they personally complete a little part of their ego as they are completing that particular task. They're not necessarily doing it for the right reasons. We know people like that, don't we? Correct? You do. So there are individuals who, unfortunately, will volunteer for the sake of volunteering, whether it means getting a particular discount in that place, whether it means taking advantage of someone in that place, whether it means, going for the long haul and trying their best to take advantage of a scenario or situation, whether it means that they're trying to build some sort of relationship with someone to try and get a job. People will have various other needs of theirs that they try to fulfill or they try to complete. Sometimes it's because they want to look good in front of their friends and their social peers, or they want to look good in front of the community for having done something for 5 minutes. And believe me, we can often see through people like that are one particular aspect, I guess, orientated rather than doing it from their heart. There are other people out there who genuinely just want to see a business grow. They want to invest time, they want to invest love, they want to invest their loyalty, they want to invest their particular, kindred spirit, I guess, to that particular establishment. And it's those people that I salute because they're doing it without a hidden agenda. They will give up their family time, they will give up their own time to put that other company first or to put those people first. And that has to be admired, Those types of people will be doing it for their soul, not necessarily for their CV. During the pandemic, quite a lot of people were out of work, still are, and there was a lot of charities going around, helping people in different countries, whether it was providing food, and giving charity out daily to those individuals in need, whether it was people making sure that somebody had somewhere to live, or just someone to talk to. Like I said, there's been such a wide aspect of volunteering now in 2021 than there was years and years and years ago. So it has expanded in a massive, massive way. Okay. And as you're listening to this podcast, you might also be thinking to yourself, well, You know, I shouldn't have to do that, somebody else should. Well, that's down to you as an individual, you know. We all have different commitments going on. We all have different things going on. We're busy with our work, we're busy with our families, we're busy with our social lives. But it doesn't hurt to give up, for example, 30 minutes of your day, half an hour of, you know, maybe 45 minutes, maybe an hour of your day regularly to try and help someone out. There are other aspects to volunteering. Some people, you know, they know, for example, they want to go into swimming, they want to go to coaching, they might want to go into sailing, and they volunteer and help a business so that it helps them pick up the skills. Some people can't afford, for example, certain private lessons or certain functions. So volunteering allows them as well that opportunity to get their foot in the door, so to speak, you know. And like I said, it enriches the soul because you are doing things that you wouldn't necessarily get the opportunity to do. But you're not doing it just to look good in front of the camera. You're not just doing it for a tick box scenario. You're not doing it as a one-off. You're doing it because you want to. You're doing it because your heart and your soul is invested in that particular place or in that particular company. And you want to do it because you want to be rewarded in the sense of, this is my time and I am giving it to this company or these people, you know. And a lot of the time we do things, we're not expecting it back. You know, thank you is lovely, don't get me wrong. Appreciation is lovely, but a lot of the time you do it because you are wanting that person to grow. You might be bringing skills, or you might be bringing skill set to that particular company that they really do need, you know. Sometimes jobs grow out of that, sometimes they don't, you know. And sometimes you have particular chapters of your life where you perhaps volunteer with that company, and sometimes you have to part ways, whether that's because life has moved on for you or life has moved on for the other person, or you might just have outgrown the place, or you're moving on, you know, you're moving on as in different jobs or different locations, or other things happen, life events happen. Either way, volunteering is very, very good. It's crucial that we all do it. It doesn't matter what age you are. There's no boundary as such, you know. Like I said, there are 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds doing volunteering. I've known people in their 70s volunteer as well, coming in regularly to read to children or to support or to help. So it doesn't have an age barrier as such. Volunteering is down to you. You decide on where you want to go and work. You decide where you want to go and support that particular person, you know. Some people, for example, at Christmas, I've known them go and help out in soup kitchens. I've known them go and help out with the homeless. And they do it at specific times of the year, and I'm not knocking that. But it would be nice for people to do it more on a regular basis, you know. Some of the socio-economic issues that we have in our wider community, in our world, such as homelessness, such as people not being able to afford a meal, they're not going to go away overnight. And we do need regular people like yourselves off the street that are able to give that time and to help and support. So if you're tuning in to this podcast today and you get the opportunity, or you see an opportunity where you think, yes, I can go and help out, I see that there's a need there, and you know, I can start with giving up 1 hour of my day, for example, and help out. It's a start. It's a start in the right direction. Think about it. Have a look at it. Where can you help in your community? Where can you help support other individuals so that you're helping them and you're helping yourself? We're restoring that balance and we're helping ourselves to be a better global citizen, you know? At the end of the day, that's what we should be doing. We should be helping, supporting, encouraging our wider community, and especially the people that are vulnerable, you know, the people that are needing our support and needing our help. And unfortunately, they don't know how to go about it. Have a look around you, have a think about where you could support. Maybe you're volunteering at the moment and you could encourage friends and families to help you as well. Maybe you're someone that could increase your time in the amount of, you know, voluntary work that you do. Perhaps you want to share your volunteering stories. That's something you can do in the comments as well. Either way, wherever you are, you're volunteering, you know, relationship, dynamic, I wish you well on your journey. And like I said, look back, reflect, try and get others to do the same thing, because we can only help improve our world for the better if more of us were doing something like that. Take care. God bless. Keep doing the good stuff. Keep on with the raising your vibes, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.